Hey guys, welcome to my channel. For my first video, I wanted to talk about my labor and delivery experience because I've been getting so many questions from a lot of women who already have kids, women who are about to have one, and I knew once I was in the hospital for 2 days that this was definitely going to be something to talk about and share with everybody else. So if you like it, make sure you like and subscribe. Follow me on IG, it's gonna be below. So my due date was actually on Christmas 2021. I already had a birth plan with my doctor, so if he didn't come on Christmas, I would be induced the next night at 11 o'clock, or I had to go to the hospital at 11 o'clock to be induced. So I ended up not having him, so I did go to the hospital. And when I got there, they make you take this bath with this soap and 3 different sponges, and then they induce you. So they started off with Bitcoin, I think that's how you say it. And it's through the IV, and I had that running for 16 hours. They started it at around 2 in the morning, I think. Something like that, and stopped it at 5 in the evening to try to get me to dilate. I was having all the contractions. They turned it up to the max. By the way, I was stuck at a 1/2 centimeter dilation for weeks. So we were trying to get my cervix to open up more. The Bitcoin didn't work, so when they turned it off around 5 o'clock in the evening, they did a different method. I don't know the name of it, but I just know it's like literally a shoelace that they insert in your vagina, and it's supposed to ripen up the cervix and soften it up. And I know from my ultrasound appointments, the doctor or the technicians would say the same thing. My cervix is really high and it's long, so that means I'm very low risk of having my baby early, which is good. But my cervix was really high up, and with my baby, he was just comfortable. He didn't want to move, he didn't want to come down. So that was the issue at hand. With the shoelace, they put that in the same night that they turned the Bitcoin off, around 9 o'clock, and took it out around 5 o'clock. The nurse came and checked me to see if I had dilated, which at this point I was hoping I would. And at the same time, I was using the peanut ball, laying on my side. It hurt so bad. I'm not gonna lie, it hurt really bad. When she took it out and then she checked me, I had only dilated about another 1/2 centimeter, so I was like at 1 centimeter dilated. And even when I got, like right after I got pregnant, I was going into it with an open mind, knowing that anything could happen. You know, with the human body, you just never know. I was a healthy person. I had a healthy pregnancy. I was diagnosed with hyperemesis gravidium, which is just morning sickness times 20. My 3rd trimester is when it started letting up, and I was weaning off my medication. But my baby was fine. Nothing was wrong with him. I had a very healthy pregnancy other than dealing with that. Like I said, I knew anything could happen, so my mindset was just very open-minded, or whatever you want to call it. So once the Bitcoin failed and then the shoelace really didn't dilate me that much, I feel so slow calling it the shoelace, but it literally looked like a shoelace. I knew that I would potentially have to get a cesarean, aka C-section. So when my doctor came the next morning, that's exactly what she said. She's like, "You're not dilating." At this point, I was overdue. So she thought that I should move forward with the C-section the next morning, or the same morning, yeah. I basically had the night and the morning to mentally prepare myself for a C-section. Mind you, I've never gotten a surgery. I've never broken anything. I've never gotten any wisdom teeth pulled or nothing like that. And a cesarean is a very major surgery. I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea about a C-section. I just thought that they'd cut you open and take the baby out, but it is way more than that. And it was very traumatizing, not gonna lie, when they were bringing me in to get ready to do the procedure. They gave me the anesthesia, or block they call it, that numbs you from the chest all the way down. And I thought that I would freak out at that point. I was nervous, of course, but you had to stay still. So my doctor, she was just holding my hand, and the anesthesiologist, he was putting it in my spine. And you have to like poke your booty out kind of and hunch over. So it was weird. And then right after, they lay you down, and I just felt my body getting numb by this number by the second. They cleaned me up, my stomach and everything, and down there to lower the risk of an infection. After about 5 minutes, they get like a needle and start poking you to make sure that you can't feel anything down there. And then they say that if you start getting nauseated, to make sure that you tell them, because that's like one of the main things that happens during a C-section is nausea. I know some women pass out, and that's the thing that was getting to me the most, because I get anxiety with a lot of things dealing with the doctor or whatnot. So I was just laying there taking breaths, making sure I'm staying awake, looking up at the light, just taking deep breaths. The nurses I had were amazing. I think that if I had any other people that weren't as attentive like they were, I don't know, I probably would have passed out. But they were amazing. I was saying that I was nauseated probably every minute. And the whole procedure is like 45 minutes. But anytime I said I was nauseated, she would come and help me hold up my head a little bit and get like an alcohol pad and like put it in my nose, like help make me smell it. And that helped a lot. They were just asking me throughout the procedure, what's my name, what's my birthday, talking to me, making sure I stay awake. And once I saw my baby, I was happy, but at the same time, I was out of it. Like, I couldn't hold him or anything. I was just looking up like, oh, my baby, oh my God. And still trying to breathe and stuff. So it was very, very, very hectic. After I had my baby, it probably took another 20 minutes to like 15, 20 minutes to put me back together. And then they take you to the recovery room. I think they say for another 12 hours you're numb down there, but I started getting feeling back in my toes and legs like 8 hours later. So my nurse, they make you walk that same night and try to go to the bathroom after they take the catheter out. So my nurse had me get up after I was able to, you know, feel my legs or whatever, and walk to the bathroom to try and urinate. And I don't tell people this to freak them out. Everybody is different. This is just my personal story. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. That was the most excruciating pain I have ever felt. Getting up, trying to walk, I could not even stand up straight. I was probably like this low, walking like this. The bathroom was right there in front of me, but it probably took a minute and a half for me to actually get there and sit down to try and urinate. Urinating, it wasn't, I had the Perry bottle. It wasn't as painful it is for a lot of people for me, but once the gas pain started hitting, that same night, I was just like, the medicine isn't working. They give you ibuprofen and Narcos, and I think that's hydrochrome. I don't know about these medicines, but it makes you feel really sedated. Didn't like that. Stop taking that. But the medicine really wasn't working at all. And I was just thinking in my head how I would never, ever do this again. But I would for him. I would do it again because I survived and we're both healthy. I love him so much. Now I am almost 3 weeks postpartum. Tomorrow I'll be 3 weeks postpartum because I ended up having him on the 28th of December, 2021. And it was just a very humbling / traumatic / hectic experience. And I think for a lot of women, there's so many videos about their labor and delivery experiences, and actually vlogs in there. But I think it's amazing that women are willing to share their stories, for women that are looking to have kids, women that are pregnant now, about to have their kids, and even women that already had kids. There might be similar stories and whatnot, or totally different stories, opposites. I am almost 3 weeks postpartum right now. I can walk normal. Not obviously 100%, but definitely way better than when I first got home from the hospital. I am still sore. There's still like aching pains that I get. I'm at like the itching stage of the wound healing, the incision healing. So yeah, that was pretty much a rundown of my labor and delivery experience. Oh, I don't know how I forgot to mention this. When I got admitted to the hospital, they COVID test you. I was positive. I had no symptoms. So what that meant was nobody could visit me, and there could only be one person with me in the labor room. I definitely wanted my mom to be there because my mom is like my best friend, and no matter of fact, she is my best friend. But she was on FaceTime with me the entire time I was getting the cesarean. So I don't know, it was kind of relieving, but it's not the same. So I'm in Houston, Texas. I don't know how it is in different states, but if you get tested for COVID, that's what happens, and it sucks. That's pretty much it. If you guys would like to see more from me, like I said in the beginning, make sure you like and subscribe. Follow me on IG. I will put that in the description box. Thanks.